Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So last week's video, we went through and did a bunch of siding and caulking. Now there still is going to be some more of that to do this weekend. But first off, my little puppy Jet, he got in a little bit of trouble with the neighbors. So unfortunately, he's not able to run free through the fields anymore. And we're going to be setting up it's kind of like a zip line system for him. So we're going to be putting 2 posts in the ground, and then there's a cable that runs 100 feet in between the posts. And it's got like a little pulley that goes across the cable so that he can run on both sides of it and have a little bit more room to play. So we're gonna hurry and set that up for him before we finish all the caulking. That way he's not tied to the little 35-foot rope that I have for him right now. Okay, so here you can see a diagram of the kit. So basically these are where the posts are gonna be on each end. And then you have the 100-foot cable that runs in between them. And then you can see the pulley system, and it's got a few little shock absorbing things right here on both ends. So if he's running really fast and the cable stops, it won't hurt him. So this is how you tighten it. Make sure everything's tight. Here's your 100-foot cable. And then this is what's gonna run all the way across the cable. So it's a nice smooth transition. And then this will be what attaches to his collar or to I actually got him a mount that goes all the way around his chest and everything. So that should help him also. That way it's not choking him. And then these are just the lag bolts that are gonna be going into the 4x4 post. So let's get out there and let's get these posts in and then let the concrete dry so we can get this tightened up and on there. All right, well, I'm out here looking for a place to put this set up. And I think the best place is gonna be right out this back door, up this ledge and run it straight up this hill. Now I don't really want it to be in the backyard because I don't want him to mess up the grass when there's actually a nice lawn next year. And I don't really want it to cut across a place where I might be driving my dirt bike. First step, there's a bunch of these sunflowers that are all dead now, all the way across this. So I'm gonna hurry and pull all these out, throw them in a pile and burn them. So luckily the ground's a little bit wet right now, so they should be pretty easy to pull up. So I'm gonna throw you guys on a tripod and clean this area up. All right, guys, well, I lined these posts up directly straight, and then I flew my drone up in the air and lined it up with the roof line. So these posts are pretty close to straight. I didn't want to have to pull a tape off the house over that huge gap, so that's the way I did it. Now I just got to use a shovel, dig a hole probably 3 feet deep or so, and then we'll set the post in and we'll pour the concrete. All right, well, we got this one in. It's perfectly level both ways. Now we're gonna go down and dig the hole for the next one. All right, we're finally to the last hole to dig. Let's hurry and get it done. All right, let's hurry and mix up these 2 bags of concrete. We'll dump them in, get it level, and then just wait for it to dry. All right, so I like to build it kind of like a volcano. I'll build like a mountain around the outside with a hole in the middle. And I'll just take a little bit of water. Then grab your shovel and just start mixing until it's a good consistency. Sometimes if you need to add a little bit of water, you can add a little bit of water. Or if you need to add a little bit of mix, you can do that too. And once I get it mixed up, I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it in. Once you got all that mud in there, you're gonna take your shovel, move it all around. Push it all around the outside, get the concrete sitting down low and filling any gaps. And then while this sets for a second, I'm gonna start getting the other bag ready, and then I can dump it on top while it's still wet. And go ahead and tamp your concrete just like you did before. Make sure you got it rotated the right way. That looks good. And then I got a 4-foot level, so you're just gonna want to level both sides of it. So it's still a little bit wet. I'm gonna let it dry and set up a little bit, and then I'll get the level and I'll be able to move it a little bit more, and it'll actually stay where it needs to be. So, all right, I got the pulley slid on. And now I'm gonna get a drill bit that's just smaller than the size of these threads and pre-drill this post. And then this cable will go through it, through this eyelet like that. And then we will use these to clamp it back onto itself. So let's hurry and get this drilled. And then we're just gonna grab this eyelet and twist it in. All right, it's just sitting here loosely, but I wanna show you how this is set up. So you just push the one end through the eyelet and back down, and then you take these little U-bolts and tighten it down, and that clamps it. So I have it loose right now because the other side's not quite as adjustable. And then we can pull all the extra slag and tighten it right here. So we just gotta wait a minute or two, let that concrete set up a little bit more, and then we'll drill the last hole and get the last eyelet in. All right guys, now you just have this tensioner right here. So this will just hook onto the end right here. And then I'll go back to the other side and pull that tight. And then I can just tension it up with this. But I'm gonna pull this off. I'm gonna give both of these a little bit more time to dry before I actually hook it up and tension it all up. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll tighten everything up and we'll put Jet on it and see how he likes it. Come here, Jet. All right, guys, well, you can see I got it backfilled with dirt now. We got the tensioner tightened all the way up. So far, it's working really good. It's nice to be able to tie Jet up out here so he can go to the bathroom and do stuff like that. Now, it's actually raining right now, and it's supposed to rain the rest of the weekend, so I'm probably not going to get much more done, so this will probably be it for this week's video. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week. Jet, come here. Also stay tuned because I got a bunch of Christmas lights. So this is like a 300-foot roll and this is like 175 feet. So if you were paying attention earlier this year, we put the outlets in all the eaves and on the deck and patio and everything. So we're gonna have a ton of Christmas lights this year. So stay tuned to watch all these get put up.